Democrat open borders plan to entrench single-party rule, explained in under 2 minutes. 1. Flood the country with untold millions of illegals by land, sea, and air from all over the world, enough to eclipse the populations of 36 individual U.S. states so far. 2. Prioritize the needs of these millions of non-citizens over the needs of the American citizen, with free flights, buses, hotels, meals, and phones, ensuring their loyalty to the political party that imported them. 3. Keep them in the country at all costs, even when they commit violent crime like murder and rape. Attack the language used to describe the criminals, as opposed to the criminals themselves. Slander critics as racist. 4. Ensure their privileges are made irrevocable with city and state sanctuary laws that act as population magnets. Codify permanent status and ensure non-cooperation with ICE. 5. Count the non-citizens in the census that will determine congressional apportionment in the House of Representatives. As of now, that would equal 13 extra congressional districts, a tremendous amount of electoral power. 6. Wage a massive, heavily funded lawfare campaign to change state voting laws that legalize mass mail-in ballots, no signature verification, and no proof of citizenship requirements, making it nearly impossible to prove voter fraud. 7. Lock in the permanent voting majority with campaign promises of lavish benefits and permanent privileges, enshrining generational fealty to the Democrat Party. 8. Win elections. 9. Entrenched single-party rule has been achieved. The best part? Your tax dollars are paying for it.
I still believe that Democrat policies, especially when it came to open borders, were, quote, soft on immigration. I genuinely want you to go get checked out, do an IQ test, get some professional help, mainly, possibly even get yourself checked into a facility so they can see if there's problems with your mind, because you are a moron if you think that they tripped and fell and accidentally, out of the kindness of their hearts, happened to import 20 million people in 4 years. They created an app so foreigners could schedule their invasion into the country. They took billions with a B of your money and flew American jets to foreign countries and filled them up with foreigners and flew foreigners into the country. And once they got them into the country, they took billions of your money and wrote checks to these NGOs, and they handed the foreigners to the NGOs, and the NGOs spent 4 years filling up every small town in middle America with as many foreigners as humanly possible, and they didn't do it because they're just too nice. They're soft on immigration. Oh, they're just a little bit naive. I bet if they really knew what they were doing, they would regret that. Can we stop with this pathetic childlike mentality when it comes to dealing with communists? Because the childlike mentality when it comes to dealing with communists is as responsible for the rise of communism as the actual communists are. Thinking that they're just kind of naive. They're just soft on crime. They're just soft on immigration. They just kind of don't get it. If they really understood, they would change their ways. Imagine being a big enough idiot to actually believe that.
Started. This is just the beginning. You guys better be ready for this. This was intentional. They intentionally let in 15 million illegals because they knew how hard it would be to get rid of them. And now they've weaponized that. So every single time you pick up an illegal, you're going to see this, and it's going to escalate and escalate and escalate on purpose. This is by design by the left. It's not about President Trump being mean. It's about the left in America trying to destroy this country from within. And they're using illegals as a tool in that war. We need to arrest and prosecute the traitors in our government who've invited this to happen. Both the politicians, the media, the fake churches, all of them. That's the symptom. Antifa, BLM, these jihadis, they're the symptom. It's the foreign governments that are paying for this, and the politicians that are paying for this, and the cartels that are paying for this. That's the root. The communist, jihadists, traitors, both inside our country and then enemies from outside our country.
Of course, you dug into the Somali fraud scandal, James Comer, Rand Paul, even Tom Emmer, the number 3 member in the House, number 3 leader in the House, all saying this was a business model. And the business model goes like this. First, overturn Donald Trump's plan to not count illegal aliens in the census. If you count them, then they go towards apportionment and they go towards federal fund distribution. So the liberals do that first. They reverse Donald Trump's plan to not count illegal aliens in the 2020 census. Then Biden opens the borders. Then the nonprofits, the liberal nonprofits, take taxpayer money and move those illegal aliens from the border to battleground states into blue sanctuary cities. Then they allow them to get on welfare, even though the law says you're not supposed to be on welfare as an illegal alien for 5 years. Then when the fraud starts, because that's the only way to keep these illegal aliens present in the cities, they turn a blind eye to that. Now, every one of those 5 sentences happened. What Comer, what Rand Paul, and what Tom Emmer and several other people are telling me is they're now beginning to see evidence that this was a master scheme, a master plan that the left and maybe some of its allies in foreign countries were working on together. Now, if that turns out to be true, it'll be one of the biggest stories of our lifetime. If the Democratic Party intended to have money stolen, borders broken down, and illegal mass migration into the battleground states to save the Democratic Party during a time when the country was turning more and more conservative, more red, more Trump red, that would be an extraordinary story. There's zero doubt that Congress is investigating it. Those 5 things all happened. If they are able to prove that it was part of a master plan and hold to account those who built the plan, executed the plan, it will be one of the most largest reckonings in American history.